Miss March, another letter has arrived for you. Miss March.
Mrs. Kirk, the mutton you ordered is on the kitchen table. Thank you, Professor. Christopher Columbus, another publisher. Another rejection?
I do not know. I do not read your letters, but they keep coming and I keep bringing them to you.
And I keep hoping.
We all keep hoping for your success, Miss March. The whole boarding house does. You have us all on edge.
My dear Miss March, I read your story. Well, he's read it. Unfortunately, I've found your tale tasteless and vulgar, not at all suitable for my readers. My advice to you
is to return home and have babies. That is what women are made for. Sincerely, F. Putnam.
22.
22.
22 rejections since I've been in New York. And they all say the same thing. Go home, give up.
F. Putnam is an idiot. His words are stupid.
F. Putnam is one of the most powerful publishers in this city.
You cannot lose faith, Miss March. Someone will like your story. I'm certain of it.
Professor, is it possible that I could read my story to you? I would so respect your opinion.
Yes, of course.
Actually, it's one of my best. It's a mean and stormy night. The moors are bleak and bloody. Thunder claps, lightning strikes. The fair Clarissa, her clothes in disarray, races across the wild coastal heath. Now she stops, now she runs. Will she escape? Will she be caught? With bold determination, the villainous aristocrat, Braxton Prendergast, lurches for her. There's no escape. She's but a child, and yet she turns to fight with eyes ablaze. This noble girl meets his gaze unafraid. She will not be defiled.
Keep away from me, you wretch!
I cannot keep away. Your beauty draws me. Your passion ignites me. I've got to hold you.
I defy you.
I will take you.
Let me buy you.
Come close.
Don't come too close.
Come close.
Don't come too close.
So close to me. I'll have her, and the mother too.
At that moment, Rodrigo appears in magnificent splendor.
Unhand that woman, villain!
Who are you?
I am your destiny, your bitterest foe. You stole what was rightly mine 10 long years ago. You left me cold, alone, and forgotten. Now I'm back to settle the score.
Miss March, tell me, what is it you're writing here?
Blood and guts stories. They're all the rage. The magazines and periodicals are full of them.
Violence and seduction on every page?
Read Shakespeare. Read history. Read the newspapers.
It is getting late. Perhaps we should pursue this another time.
No, Professor, I want to know what you think.
Blood and gut stuff? What you think the world wants to hear? Miss March, if I've noticed nothing else about you, it is that you are unique, something you should try not to forget. I think you could do better.
Better? And just who are you anyways? An aging German professor close to 50.
I am 34.
34? Really? Well, you look a lot older.
I worry a lot.
And just what do you worry about?
How to avoid conversations such as this. Now, I will go to dinner. Miss March, since you have been here, 6 weeks now, is it? You shout, you rant, you upset the entire order of this boarding house. I'm a serene and peaceful man.
You're aloof. You're arrogant.
Arrogant? Miss March, I spoke my mind as you spoke yours. Obviously, it is not appreciated on either side.
Obviously. My stories were a great success in Concord. Better than what? Better than this dazzling plot. Better, this story will be my King Lear. Each phrase is better. don't succeed, what will I do? Turn around, go back to Concord, leave New York behind unconquered. No, how dare he make me doubt the way I feel, doubt that each thrilling page is who I am. Aren't these words alive with passion, vivid as my attic where it all began?
Joe, the girls at school were horrible to me. Charlotte Fenton said my dress was ragged and my nose was flat.
Joe, I hate being a governess. I should be meeting eligible young men.
It's going to be a dismal Christmas. What with father away and no money for presents?
Meg, Amy, Joe has a surprise for us.
Or was I better when I was home? Listen, everyone, I've risen to the occasion this year and written us an operatic tragedy.
We're gonna perform it for Christmas.
No, I can't. Not with my flat nose.
Joe, do you really think we should? What with this awful war?
When have we ever let anything defeat us? Years from now, people will talk about us. One Christmas Eve, 4 penniless and ragged sisters put on an operatic tragedy for all of Concord.
All of Concord!
Filled with blood and guts, 2 massacres, a masked ball, and several heart-wrenching scenes. We'll dim the lights, the crowd will hush. We'll start the overture and Beth will surely blush. And when Clarissa starts to plead, Christmas will exceed our finest dreams.
Joe, do I die again in this one?
Yes, Meg, you will die like none before. The world will shudder when your body hits the floor. For when Rodrigo makes you bleed, Christmas will exceed our finest dreams. Now Amy asks Clarissa, only passion is permissible. This tragedy depends upon the fire in your eyes. And Beth, when you're the mother, you'll be noble, you'll be pure. All hearts will melt the moment mother cries. Let us begin.
Aha!
Oh!
Mother, dear mother, do not cry.
No. Amy, expression from the heart. Mother, oh no, dear mother, do not cry.
Mother, oh no, dear Joe, I am teased and ridiculed at school, and all that concerns you is your silly little tragedy.
I know you're tired, I know it's hard, but we will triumph when Rodrigo yells on God.
Touché!
Our success is guaranteed. Christmas will be thrilling, Christmas will be gory, Christmas will exceed our finest dreams.
Joe.
I've made an important decision today. As you all know, I've been writing stories forever with much satisfaction, and people seem to like what I write.
We love it, Joe.
Absolutely. So I've decided to become a world-renowned writer. I shall write great books and earn barrels of money and give you all everything you've ever dreamed of.
Joe can
Joe.
do anything.
But we must promise to remain together. No matter whatever happens, it'll always be the 4 March sisters, forever.
Forever.
Come, let's rehearse.
Mother, dear mother, do not cry.
Not my daughter, you wretch. You will have me or no one.
No one!
I've got my boots and hat, my mustache is blue. I'm making my entrance now with curtains unfurled. I'll show them all a strategy. Someone give me a task to do.
I want you to bring Father home.
I shall write President Lincoln tonight. Another.
I want you to get Annie Moffat to invite me to her St. Valentine's Day ball.
I'll wring her bloody little neck if she doesn't. Another.
I want you to get us a Christmas tree.
Rodrigo shall chop one down immediately.
Where?
There, across the road.
But that's on Mr. Lawrence's property.
You'll go to prison for it.
Prison? What care I for prison?
Joe's an incredible human being.
Look, it's Mr. Lawrence. He's standing there at the window, glaring out.
He looks sinister.
I think he looks sad.
I wouldn't be sad living in such a house.
Has anyone ever been inside?
He'd never let any of us in.
They say he's a very angry and bitter man. Joe's going to get us all into deathly trouble.
We'll be known as the family with the criminal sister.
What criminal sister?
Marmy!
What's happening here?
Joe's written an operatic tragedy.
And she's inviting all of Concord to come see us perform it.
And I'm the mother in it.
And I die in it. But it's a beautiful death.
And I play Clarissa, who's very sweet.
That sounds wonderful.
Oh, Marmy, it's Joe's best.
Tell us about your day.
Well, we knitted socks and blankets for the Soldiers' Aid Society, and a letter came from Father.
A letter from Father?
Read it to us, Marmy.
Where's Joe?
She's outside.
Read the letter, Marmy.
We'll wait for Joe.
She may be ours.
Tell me all the things you did today.
I baked a dozen biscuits and then I practiced the piano.
Charlotte Fenton teased me mercilessly at school. I was so humiliated.
I hate being governess, Marmy. I do try, but the children get the best of me.
Rodrigo has returned.
Joe,
Marmy,
where did you get that tree?
I borrowed it from Mr. Lawrence.
Joe, you didn't.
I got it for us, Marmy.
Well, you'll take it back immediately.
Take it back? That's like taking back a chicken after you've chopped off its head.
Do let us keep it.
It's Christmas, Marmy.
No, destroying someone else's property?
Well, we could give it to the Hummels. They have so little.
Good. The tree goes to the Hummels then. Now what about Mr. Lawrence?
What about him?
Mr. Lawrence?
Yes, Mr. Lawrence. You.
Me?
Yes, you. You cut down my perfect Douglas fir. I should have you arrested.
I'll make it up to you, sir.
With what?
I'll plant 6 more.
12
And I'll chop your firewood for a few days.
weeks. And I hope an incident like this never happens again. You have ruined my day.
He loves his trees. I'm Theodore Lawrence III, but everyone calls me Lori. I can play the piccolo, I can sleep standing up, and I won a medal in school for holding my breath nearly 3 minutes before passing out. I think it was terrifically daring of you chopping down grandfather's tree. Well, goodbye.
Theodore Lawrence III, would you mind delivering this tree to the Hummels?
Joe.
I don't mind at all.
He doesn't mind.
Just point me in the right direction.
They live half a mile down the road. The red house with the broken shingles.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Joe, you must think before you act on every whim.
I just want us all to have a wonderful Christmas.
A letter's come from Father.
Christopher Columbus!
Do read the letter, Marmy.
My dear wife, the war goes on and on. The end seems nowhere in sight. The days are difficult and long, but I am well.
He's well.
Still, it's very lonely away from my dear ones. especially as Christmas is approaching. Each night in my tent, I think of my precious girls.
He thinks of us.
Give them all my love. Tell them to be good girls, faithful and hardworking, and to conquer that which is disagreeable within them, so that when I return, I may be fonder and prouder than ever of my little women. No glum faces. Do we have an operatic tragedy to perform or not?
We do.
There are costumes to be made, and I'll get an oleo curtain for you to paint.
And will you perform something, Marmee?
Do Marmee?
I'll write something thrilling for you. Passionate, daring.
Yes, I will. We'll make this the best Christmas ever. We March women are invincible. Come, let's get to work.
I'll get my paints.
I'll get a costume for Marmee.
I'll design the handbill.
I still don't know why we couldn't have kept that tree.
My dear husband, write a letter, be inventive, tell you everything is fine, be attentive to the distance, send my love with every line, every word should bring you closer and caress you with its tone. Nothing should remind you that I am here alone. I can't tell you what I'm feeling. I can't talk about the war, how the pealing of the church bells brings the battle to our door. I don't know which part is harder, what I know or what's unknown, or raising little women while I am here alone, counting days, praying for news. Is this the life we meant to choose? Do you know how much I miss you at this hour of the day? How I wish you were the twilight, come to take my fears away. Can I manage for young women? I'm not certain I know how. Will I be there when they need me? Do I fail them even now? I wish that you were with me, wish that I could bring you home. The night seems so much longer now that I am here alone.
Josephine? Josephine, is that you? Josephine!
Good morning, Aunt March.
Do you know the hour?
Almost 10, I believe.
Your workday begins with me at 9. You miss reading to me, and you still haven't replaced the latch on the cellar door.
I got delayed finding you these beautiful flowers.
Don't trifle with me, Josephine. You were dawdling.
I wasn't dawdling. I was writing a story.
You are happens to a girl and she has no father.
I have a father.
Never there when you needed him. Now my nephew has the audacity to become an army chaplain when he can't even support his own family. Josephine, listen to me. You're on the verge of womanhood.
Christopher Columbus.
And just look at you. You go on writing about senseless stories trying to save the world when you can't even save yourself.
I don't need saving.
There are many pitfalls a girl can fall into, and Josephine, you're headed towards all of them. I want to see you shine. Even if you're not rich, you can at least marry well.
I'll never marry.
Oh, you'll marry. All girls marry.
I'm not all girls.
And it's clear there's no point of our having this conversation. It's clear to me I can never take you to Europe.
Take me to Europe?
It was an idle thought of mine.
Aunt March, it's been my dream. Do you know how important it is for writers to travel?
We earn our dreams in this world, Josephine. And it's foolish of me to think you could ever change your ways.
I could try.
You can never bend your will. You can never follow through. You can never bite your tongue, though your tongue may split in two. If you want to live your dreams, these are things you've got to do. You'll never change.
I could change if I wanted to.
Could you practice self-control? Could you possibly be shy? Could you wear a corset tight in the heat of mid-July? These are rules you must obey, everyone which you defy. You'll never change. You won't, that's why. Yes, somewhere deep within my heart I do believe you could captivate the world. If you could change, there's so much you could achieve. In time you could succeed and travel very far indeed. You could be beguiling,
Charming me.
someone well mattered, a model of grace. Learn the art of smiling.
That could be hard.
It isn't very hard for someone full of dreams like you. If you work, you'll find there's nothing you can do.
So if I change, we'll go to Paris.
Change completely or don't waste my time.
If I change, we'll stop in Antwerp.
Gracious living will make you sublime.
If I change, you'll take me to Zurich.
Every city from Dublin to Cannes.
Surely, with your guidance, I can learn to use feminine wiles with a lot. I could be beguiling. I could learn to chime a donkey for the chance to see the world. Learn the art of smiling. I could button up my mind and keep my thoughts perfumed and pearled. Yes, I surely think I could.
If you could, that would be good.
There's nothing that I wouldn't suffer to see the world. I could do it if I try. I can do it by sheer will.
All you have to do is work to acquire any skill.
These are things a girl must do when she has dreams she must fulfill.
Change how you walk and how you talk. Change how you think and how you are.
I'll hold my breath and hold my tongue. Do what it takes to travel far.
Could you? Could you? Could you?
Yes, I could.
Good.
Girls, it's getting quite late.
Just wait till you see him, Marmee.
To think, my 2 oldest girls attending their first ball. Next year it'll be you, Beth.
Me? You think so?
Meg?
I can't go.
Meg, why not?
Look at me. Every girl in Concord my age has been to a ball before. And this is my very first time even wearing a dress like this. Anything like this.
Margaret March, I wore that very same dress to my first ball, and it didn't look half as good on me. You've been dreaming of Annie Moffat's St. Valentine's Day ball for months. You can't walk away from it now.
I'm not built for gowns.
You look very alluring.
I think the word you mean is alarming. Look at Meg. She's the real beauty here. She'll be the most sought-after girl at the ball.
She doesn't want to go.
Meg?
What will I do when someone asks me to dance?
Just smile and say, I'd be delighted.
Delighted,
Then offer him your hand.
delighted.
Delighted, now let him take command.
I'm hardly delighted.
You're dancing like a candle.
I cannot dance tonight.
I'd be delighted.
Then you go.
Music is entrancing,
Exotic.
hypnotic,
The sound of men romancing.
Delighted.
some of them are glancing.
People everywhere.
Elegance to spare.
How can I be sure they'll like me when I'm there?
I can see you dancing all night. I'd be delighted, delighted, so glad we were invited, completely delighted. Who paid the coachman? I did. Completely delighted, success has been provided. The gloves, delighted, you delighted, had no time,
I'm ready.
Amy, what are you doing?
I'm going to the ball.
You're what?
Amy.
I found this old dress and it almost fits.
It was mine.
I know. All it needs is a pretty sash. Besides, why shouldn't I go?
Because you weren't invited.
I can go in your place.
In my place.
You don't care about good society, and I do.
I don't care about snobs. People who think they're better than you just because they have grander houses.
Well, they do have grander houses.
That's enough, Amy.
But I want elegance and fine things, Marmee.
And I want passion. I want to be noticed because I'm unique, not because of some silly sash.
Sashes aren't silly. Aunt March says the right accessories could be the key to a girl's success. Besides, I'd never go to a ball with scorch marks on the back of my dress.
What?
As big as your...
Amy, stop it. Beth, get my sewing basket.
Jo hates balls. She should stay in her musty old attic and write her dreadful little stories.
My stories aren't dreadful.
Nobody reads them and nobody likes them.
Well, I like them. And I'm sending my next one off to a very prominent New York publisher.
And he'll hate it.
That's enough, Amy. There, Joe. It's barely noticeable.
We've got to go.
Yes. And I'll tell everyone how sweet you were to give me your beautiful fan. Good night, Marmee. Beth, if anyone calls for us, we're at the ball.
Good night, everyone.
Girls, have a wonderful evening. Amy, think about what you said, and when Joe comes home, you can apologize. Come, girls, let's get ready for bed. Amy.
Coming.
Accident.
Joe.
I swear, Meg, Mrs. Parrott kept moving in on me like a mountain lion, and she had this big old ear trumpet and kept shouting, "What is that you say, my dear?"
She's deaf.
She got so close to me, I spilled my entire glass of punch on her.
Oh, Joe.
And then Annie Moffat came up to me and asked, "Can I be of any help, Sally?" Sally? Who is Sally?
I think it's her dog.
I ought to box her ears.
Joe, don't. We'll take a few moments, then we'll go back in as if nothing happened, our heads held high.
Yes, you're right. For a young lady who's soon to travel abroad and do amazing things, I shall return poised and elegant, brimming with confidence, and I shall sit grandly, Christopher Columbus.
Excuse me?
You?
Me?
What are you doing here?
I passed out. Too much dancing, I guess.
Too much punch, I'd say.
Lori, where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you.
Mr. Brooke, I want you.
Lori, your grandfather will be furious. He wants you to meet some important people.
I have. These are the March girls I've been telling you about from across the way. This is Meg, right?
Yes.
And this is Jo. She chops our firewood on occasion. And this is Mr. Brooke. He's a scholar from Boston.
I'm Lori's tutor. Come, Lori.
Sir, you've taken my dance card.
Oh, your dance card? This is yours? Sorry. So, you're Margaret March?
Yes, I am.
It's a splendid party, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Quite lovely. So you're from Boston?
Actually, Maine.
I've never been to Maine.
You should go. It's a beautiful country. Very primitive.
I like primitive.
Really?
Mr. Brooke is a romantic.
Is that true?
Well, no. I read Keats and Shelley.
So do I.
You read
Christopher Columbus.
Keats and Shelley?
All the time.
Would you like to dance, Miss March?
Meg, we were about to join the other ladies in the salon.
I'd be delighted, Mr. Brooke. Excuse us, Joe.
What is it with you and that silly smile?
You make me beam.
You look ridiculous.
Well, you're looking very fetching tonight.
Fetching? Really?
So tell me, when you're not attending balls, what is it you do?
I write blood and guts stories. I make extraordinary plans. I'm going to travel to Europe and meet famous revolutionaries and writers. So what about you? What do you do? Marmee says you're all alone in the world. No mother or father? That must be awful for you.
It's not awful. I've got a grumpy old grandfather, and I've got a cat. And I've got...
What?
I was hoping to say you.
Me? You don't have me.
I know I have no right, but sometimes late at night, I watch you in the attic, pacing back and forth like a maniac. I've never met a girl like you, anyone at all like you. This is very nice, such a lovely party. The music sounds so thrilling. It makes a person feel like dancing. I'm very good. I should warn you. I won a medal for dancing.
I don't dance. And besides, I've got a patch on the back of my dress.
A patch? Let me see.
No.
I like it. That patch could start a whole new fashion. Dance with me tonight, and I guarantee by next spring, every girl in Concord will be wearing a patch on her dress. We could do 100 things, do anything you please. We could fly on golden wings across the 7 seas. I'll bet you could fit a camel through a needle if you take a chance on me. We could catch 1,000 stars and stand them on a pin. We could leap from here to Mars and make the planet spin. If you want to do all the things you've ever dreamed of, come on, take a chance on me. We could be such friends. Friends are never lonely. All I know is books. Books are solitary, but I see you every day. How you live in your own way, and you make me want to dare to take a chance on you.
All right. We could box if you'd like.
You box?
You ready?
I should warn you, I won a medal for boxing at school.
So that's how you win medals?
You cheat. We could live a million dreams, but only if we dare. You win. We could go to such extremes. There's so much we could share. We'll circle the world doing all we've ever dreamed of. And we'll live in our own way. And I'll see you every day. We'll be the best of friends when you take a chance on me. So, what do you say? Try me.
All right. I challenge you to a skating race at the pond tomorrow. Come on.
We'll circle the world doing all we've ever dreamed of. 'Cause you'll take a chance. Yes, you'll take a chance. Finally take a chance on me.
Marmy, they're home.
Meg?
Excuse me, Miss March. John Brooke, Lori's tutor. We were dancing and the ankle may be sprained. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
The night began very strangely, but ended magnificently. Good night.
Good night. Can you walk on it?
It's nothing, Marmy.
Tell us about the ball.
I tried to do all these ladylike things, and they all went unnoticed, except by Mr. Lawrence's grandson. And poor Meg, no one even asked her to dance except that pompous Mr. Brooke.
He danced divinely. I had a wonderful time. Actually, I had the best time of my life. I may have left here a girl, but I came home a woman.
A woman? What has gotten into her? Meg!
That's just Meg being silly, Marmy.
Come, girls, off to bed. It's been a long night for us all.
Beth, darling, look what I brought for you. A truffle.
Thank you, Joe.
Amy? Night, Marmy.
I'm sorry for the things I said, Joe.
And for you, Miss March, a petit four. A little squashed, but it's still edible.
Thank you.
Coming, Joe?
I'm going to put the finishing touches on my story.
Don't be too long, and see that the fire is put out.
Amy? Amy! Amy, where are you?
Joe, what happened?
Amy!
Joe, what is it?
Amy, what did you do?
Nothing. I
was working on this story day and night.
burned it.
You what?
And I'm glad I
Amy?
did.
I ought to choke you.
no.
Go on. I bare my throat to you.
Girls, back to bed now. What has gotten into you both?
She burned my story.
Amy, what did you do?
She deserved it.
Amy, no, she did not deserve it. You did an intolerable thing.
Marmy,
You destroyed what meant the world to Joe.
Joe has everything.
What do I have? I wear dresses with patches on them, and I write a story that my sister burns.
You could have given me the invitation.
The invitation was meant for me.
Your time will come, Amy.
No, my time will never come. I'm always forgotten. I'm always last. I'm never invited anywhere. I have nothing special.
That's enough, Amy. Both of you look at me. I cannot demand that you two love each other, but I do demand that you live together with respect.
I hate the way I look. I hate this nightgown.
It was mine.
I want something that's mine. And I'll take back that fan.
I'm so sorry, Joe.
Literally no one notices.
It's not your fault. Although you did give birth to her.
Can't you see? She's just a child. She wants to be like you. Have what you have.
She's not just a child. She's a demon in a child's body.
If I could bring back your story, I would.
My writing is everything to me, Marmy. It's who I am. It's my future. It's my passion.
That passion is still in you. Believe me, Joe, it's still there.
I'll never forgive her.
You're not wrong, Joe, to feel anger, but if you build a wall between you and Amy, the person you may end up hurting is yourself. And I couldn't bear to see that. Try and get some rest.
I can't sleep. I won't. I will never fall asleep again. Not for decades, no, not even then. My life was in this story. How could she be so cruel? How can so much be lost so easily? I poured my heart out, it does not seem fair. I'll rage until I'm withered. I'll grow cold and bitter. Carlotta, the mad woman in the attic, a creature of gall. Yes, she changed her appearance. She attached golden braids to her hair. How long has it been snowing?
Come skating with me. The pond is still frozen enough. The ice is magnificent today. Can you make sure you finish your story later?
I'll give you a 2-minute heads up
2 minutes.
and still beat you.
Go with them.
Joe doesn't want me.
Go anyways.
She hasn't talked to me in 3 weeks. I drew a picture of her with her beautiful hair, and she just ignored it. Besides, my ice skates don't even fit me anymore.
Take mine.
Can I really? Thank you, Bess. One day I hope I can be sweet like you.
You are sweet.
Watch where you're going.
Sorry, Mr. Lawrence. It's fine.
The piano sounds terrible.
It needs a tuning, sir.
Where's my grandson? Lori.
I'm sure he'll be home soon.
The boy has missed 6 lessons, fallen behind in all of his work. I've strictly forbidden him to associating with this family.
Why, sir?
Because a man needs an iron will if he's going to succeed in this world, and this family will only soften him. Which one of the dreadful little March girls are you?
I'm dreadful, Beth.
Oh, yes. Lori said you're the one that wants to play my priceless piano. It's out of the question. It belonged to my daughter, Lori's mother. It's been locked up since she passed away, and that's how it shall stay. Are you afraid of me?
A little.
Why?
It might have something to do with your face, sir. It's very hard.
I cannot help my hard face. Continue what you were playing. Come now, I haven't all day. Are you going to play or not?
If you say come with me off to Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go. We will buy dishes there, maybe even 2 sets. Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while on crepe Suzettes.
Well, go on.
We will build model boats off in Massachusetts, there in Massachusetts by the bay. Put them together and wait until the glue sets.
What's the matter now?
I don't remember the rest, sir.
While we wait, we'll polka for the folk along the parapets.
Off
To Massachusetts,
yes, we're off.
to where the shops are sweet.
We will play minuets off in Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts, Beacon Street.
If you say,
If you
come with
say,
me off to
come with
Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go.
We will buy dishes,
2 sets. Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while on crepe Suzettes. Yes,
off to Massachusetts, yes, we're off.
to where the shops are sweet. We will have no regrets off in Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts, we.
Boston, Massachusetts, we.
Boston, Massachusetts, we repeat. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Come by my house tomorrow. I'll find the key to that old piano. We'll see if it has some music left in it. Will you come?
Yes.
And if you see my grandson Lori, tell him I wish to see him at once.
Meg,
What is it, Beth?
Mr. Lawrence was here and he invited me to come play his piano.
Oh, Beth.
He really isn't as horrible as we imagined.
Meg, Beth,
Joe,
it's
what?
Amy. She fell through the ice.
We were skating by the bridge, and then the ice gave way. I got to her just in time.
She's careless. She's rash.
She just wanted to be with you. Here.
I was skating so beautifully.
You don't think. You know you're not supposed to skate by the bridge. Everyone knows the ice by the bridge is dangerous.
But you didn't want me skating near you. I love your stories, Joe. I tried to write one to make up for what I did, but I couldn't think of anything to say. So I drew that picture of you with your beautiful hair.
And my big mouth.
And you just ignored it.
You're reckless. If it weren't for Lori, you could have been killed.
Maybe it would have been better if I had.
You must never say that. I was devastated when you burned my story. I couldn't understand how you could do such a thing. Promise me. Promise me that you'll never think of me as an enemy, but as a sister who loves you.
I promise, Joe.
The Four March Sisters, forever.
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 Lori. Lori, who saved Amy and made this day possible. I want to declare before everyone, before the world, that on this day of forgiveness and joy, I declare you, Theodore Lawrence III, who has valiantly lost all contests to me. I declare you, our brother, the brother we never had. Swear to us your greatest oath of loyalty, an oath as dazzling as your charms.
I swear I'll follow you like royalty.
Come wear a royal coat of arms. From now on we are joined, and we shall not be parted. From this day on it's all for one, and one for all for life.
We'll live like musketeers.
Together we'll prevail.
We'll be fine for all forever from now on.
Now each of us must swear for all eternity, our bond shall never be undone.
Nothing shall sever this fraternity. We'll always live and die as one. From now on we are joined, and we shall not be parted. From this day on it's all for one, and one for all for life. We'll live like musketeers.
Your battles will be mine.
We'll be fine for all forever from now on. Speech, speech.
On this wonderful day,
Wonderful.
one I'll never forget.
Never forget.
I am honored to say I am
From this day on we swear that we shall not be parted. From this day on it's all for one, and one for all for life. We'll conquer every foe with our brother by our side.
And if John Brooke were here, he'd be our brother too.
Meg's in love.
We'll consider any friend.
We'll be loyal to the end.
We'll be fine for all forever.
We'll be five for all forever.
We'll be fine for all forever from now on and on and on. From now on.
Mrs. March, we must be getting to the station.
Amy, darling, are you ready? Aunt March will be here soon.
You don't want to miss your train.
I need a few more minutes. I'm waiting for Joe. Tell me I'm doing the right thing.
You're doing the right thing.
I've never left my girls before.
Your husband has pneumonia and needs you with him in Washington.
I feel like I'm being torn in two. One part of me here, the other part...
All looking on the girls every day.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence.
I'll take this to the carriage. Good morning, Beth.
Good morning, sir. Here, Marmee, I fixed you a basket of food.
Thank you, Beth.
Amy's almost ready. She's packing up half the house.
Where's Joe? I sent her to Aunt March's hours ago. She should have been back by now.
I'll go look for her. Here's the shawl Father loves so much.
Marmee, please don't make me go to Aunt March's house. It scares me. Everything's so old in it. I drew this picture of you with apple blossoms in your hair, the goddess of spring. It's for Father. Is he going to die?
No, Amy. I'll see to it that he recovers. Go get the rest of your things.
Marmee, I'm sorry I'm so late. I did get the money, though.
I know how hard it is for you to ask Aunt March.
I didn't ask Aunt March. I couldn't. So I went to the town common and stood there all morning trying to sell my stories. But when that failed, I sold my hair.
Oh, my.
You're bald,
I'm not bald.
but your hair was your best feature.
She looks beautiful.
Here, $27.25. I threw in a few coins I had stashed away.
You shouldn't have done this, Joe. I'm so
Disappointed?
proud. It was a very courageous thing. Thank you, Joe.
The carriage is ready, Miss March. Joe, you look different.
Mrs. March, we must hurry if you want to make it to the train.
Come, let me hold my girls.
Guarantee by summer, every girl will be wearing her hair.
Lori!
We've never been parted before. I feel awful.
Amy.
I'll look after everything, Marmee.
My dear Margaret, make certain your husband recovers.
Yes, Aunt March. Thank you for taking Amy. Amy, tell Aunt March how excited you are to stay with her.
I'm so excited about living with you while Marmee's in Washington.
Naturally.
No glum faces and no tears. I'll be back as soon as possible. How did you all grow up so fast? Thank you, Aunt March.
Josephine, what have you done?
I sold my hair so Marmee could have a safe journey to Washington.
I told you if you needed money to come to me.
I wanted to earn my own money.
Cutting and selling one's hair like a beggar is not a ladylike thing to do. You look like a shorn sheep. Have you forgotten our contract?
Oh no, I'd never forget our contract. Traveling, seeing Europe, Paris, London.
If you don't live up to your end of the bargain, why should I live up to mine?
I've tried to live up to my end of the bargain. I went to a ball. I read manners. I've changed my manners, read books on etiquette. I went and danced with Meg. I've held my tongue in several situations where I've wanted to scream out. I've got a fire in me, Aunt March.
Well, let's see where this fire gets you in life. What doors this fire will open for you. See what society thinks about your fire.
Forget society.
Josephine!
We don't live for society. We live for what we have inside of us. We live to fulfill our dreams, expand our minds, engage in passionate exchanges.
Well, for Europe, you can forget it. Europe is for someone who has a little more understanding of its rewards.
Aunt March, please.
The subject is closed.
The subject is not closed. And if it is, I open it up again. I'll go to Europe. I will. I'll go to Europe if I have to swim there. Hello, John.
I like your haircut, Joe.
And my hair will grow back.
And who is this man?
He's Lori's tutor and a friend.
Well, tell your friend his visit must be brief. Amy, collect your things. I'll be waiting in the carriage. I have plans for you.
Yes, ma'am.
John, what have you done?
I've enlisted, Meg. I couldn't stand by any longer. Your own father's in the Army hospital, and I have friends who will never return.
When do you leave?
Tonight, Meg. Margaret, I'm not a rich man, and I'm not particularly handsome.
You're very handsome, John.
Really? You think so? I'm not the wisest man.
You're very wise.
Thank you, Meg. Margaret.
you could find it in your heart, if you could love me as I love you, if only you'd care that we are apart, then I would be rich, I would be wise, I would be more than I am.
Wait for your return. Wait while you're at war.
If you will wait while I am gone, if you'll imagine me here with you, if only you'd care if I carry on, then I could be strong.
Why must you go?
I could be brave.
Don't be too brave.
I could be
Only come home.
more than I am. If you will say you love me enough to marry me, I will come home and love you
Swear you'll
for
come
all of
home.
my life, and I will be more than I am. Say yes, make me more than I am.
I'll marry you tomorrow. I'll marry you today. Come home and I will love you for all of my life. I swear to you now with all my heart. I swear I will love you as you love me. From this moment on, though we'll be apart, I will be more.
I will be
More than I am.
with you.
I am more than I am.
I'll write you every day, twice a day, 5 times a day.
It's settled. We'll all go to Europe.
What?
Why shouldn't we? Here we are, young women on our own, looking after ourselves. It's time we looked ahead. Start saving our pennies. I'll get a real job. I've worked out our itinerary. We'll go to Spain first, Madrid, and then to Rome, visit the Vatican, have an audience with the Pope. It's a wonderful idea, isn't it?
Joe, I'm engaged. John proposed and I accepted.
Meg, that's so romantic. Engaged? Meg's engaged. Have a big wedding. Aunt March says they're very fashionable.
Amy, Aunt March is waiting for you. I'll come visit you later.
Bye, everyone.
What about our promise to remain together?
We made that a long time ago, Joe. I've changed. You've changed.
I haven't changed. I'd never make a promise one day and then break it another. Our word is everything to me, Meg.
I love him.
So you love him. I'm talking about us. Our future as a family is at stake.
Joe,
I told you I'd become a famous writer.
I know.
And I'd give you all everything you've ever dreamed of.
But if she loves him, Joe.
I do, with all my heart and soul.
I've lost Meg.
You haven't lost Meg.
And I've lost my trip to Europe.
You'll find your way to Europe someday. I know you will. You can do anything. You can make the clouds disappear.
Beth, it's you who makes the clouds disappear.
Come, walk with me. Tell me about all your adventures today.
Well, I sold my hair.
Yes.
And before that, I stood in the town common and cried out, "Joe March is here!" And when no one paid attention to me, I recited my story. Carlotta, the mad woman in the attic.
Carlotta, the mad woman in the attic, a creature of gall, a spinster rejected by the world, hungry for blood, rose from the dark. Joe March. Her eyes beady red, her hair ghastly white. Joe, it's your best friend, Theodore Lawrence III. Her fingers clutched with rage as she went into the wretched night.
Lori? Christopher Columbus, it's so good to see you. You've not been here in weeks.
I was in Boston. I have dreadful news.
What news?
With the war ended, grandfathers insisted I get on with my life. He enrolled me in school.
What?
I'm leaving for college in time for the summer session.
That's wonderful news.
What's wonderful about it? Leaving the best friend I've ever had.
I can't imagine life in Concord without you, without seeing your silly grin every day.
I don't want to go.
But you've got to go. This is an incredible opportunity. College? I'd go in a minute. I'd study everything.
What do you need of schools? You're going to be a famous writer.
Famous?
I have to tell you something.
Tell me something.
Ever since that first day I saw you, do you remember that day?
Of course.
The day you chopped down grandfather's cherished tree. I knew then that you and I would be magnificent together.
We are magnificent together.
My sweet Joe, for weeks now, months even, the whole year actually, I've wanted to.
What was that?
A kiss?
I know it was a kiss.
My first kiss, actually. I've thought about it for a long time. We could live a million dreams, but only if you dare. We could go to such extremes. There's so much we could share.
What's gotten into you?
Look here. I took a part of my inheritance and bought you this ring.
A ring? What are you talking about, Lori? It's not funny.
I want to marry you.
Marry me? Stop this.
I practiced saying the words over and over. Marry me. Marry me.
Have you gone mad?
I love you, Joe, and I want you to be my wife.
No. Find someone else. Find some accomplished girl.
I don't want an accomplished girl. I want you.
Well, you can't have me.
At least say you'll think about it.
There's nothing to think about. I'll never marry.
You don't mean that.
I do.
You'll marry.
I won't.
You will, just not me.
Go away. I thought you understood me.
You knew all along how I felt. Everybody knew.
And you knew all along who I am, what I want. I bared my soul to you.
Joe.
Go away. Who is he with his marry me? With his ring and his marry me? The nerve, the gall. This is not what was meant to be. How could he ruin it all with those two words? I thought I knew him, I thought he knew me. When did it change? What did I miss? A kiss when I thought all along that we were meant to forge frontiers. How could I be so wrong? How I need my sisters here. If I can't share my dreams, what were they for? I thought our promise meant that we would never change and never part. I thought together we'd amaze the world. How can I live my dreams or even start when everything has come apart? I thought home was all I'd ever want. My attic, all I'd ever need. Now nothing feels the way it was before, and I don't know how to proceed. I only know I'm meant for something more. I've got to know if I can be astonishing. There's a life that I am meant to lead, a life like nothing I have known. I can feel it, and it's far from here. I've got to find it on my own. Even now I feel its heat upon my skin, a life of passion that pulls me from within, a life that I am aching to begin. There must be somewhere I can be, astonishing, astonishing. I'll find my way. I'll find it far away. I'll find it in the unexpected and unknown. I'll find my life in my own way. Today, here I go, and there's no turning back. My great adventure has begun. I may be small, but I've got giant plans to shine as brightly as the sun. I will blaze until I find my time and place. I will be fearless, surrendering modesty and grace. I will not disappear without a trace. I'll shout and start a riot, be anything but quiet. Christopher Columbus, I'll be astonishing, astonishing, astonishing. At last.
Miss March! Miss March! Professor, have you seen the whereabouts of Miss March?
No, Mrs. Kirk. I have not seen the whereabouts of Miss March.
Helga, do you even have sheets for the borders? Since the war ended, Professor, people are coming from everywhere. Miss March!
What is it, Mrs. Kirk?
Miss March received a telegram. A telegram, Professor! She could be an heiress of a ton of money. Then again, it could be a terrible tragedy. There is no telling, is there? As her good friend, I'd be concerned for her.
We are not good friends. We are simply acquaintances.
I see. Helga!
You and others in this boarding house are under the impression that Miss March and I have some sort of kinship. We have simply gone places together.
The theater?
Yes, I took her to see Hamlet.
What a pathetic tale it is.
Very pathetic. And I've given her 3 German lessons.
3? That many?
and I've taken her to lectures, to the park to hear speakers, but Miss March barely seems to know I exist. She's preoccupied. She rushes past me like the wind.
Mrs. Kirk, have you seen the professor?
Behind you, darling.
Guten Tag.
It's Guten Tag, Miss March. The word is Tag. It means good day.
I know what it means, but when you taught it to me, you said tag.
I would never say tag.
Well, I'm sure you did.
Well, I'm sure I didn't.
All right then, Guten Tag. It is a very Guten Tag, a wonderful Guten Tag, Professor. Anyways, I have some amazing news. I came to New York on a dream. I knew it might take me a while, but all I've been hearing since I arrived is leave it right there on the pile. But today I woke up and decided it's time. Time to achieve, time to thrive, time to climb.
Miss March, tell us what happened.
Sometimes when you dream, your dream is just a guess. And sometimes when you work really hard, you don't know if you'll ever find success. So I grabbed a story to sell and got ready to scream and yell. Then I marched out the door and headed right for the weekly Volcano Press.
Henry Dashwood. Now he is a man of taste.
Dashwood was a fiend. He sneered at my distress, tossed my story high on a stack, but I was determined I would progress. I said, sir, I'll wait while you read, but alas, he disagreed. So I jumped on a chair and read it right there at the weekly Volcano Press.
You did what?
Keep away from me, you wretch. I cannot keep away. Your beauty draws me. Your passion ignites me.
It's the one with all the horror in it, the bloodbath.
That's the one. I took to heart what you said. I embellished. I made it better. Lightning strikes. Thunder claps.
I've got to have you.
I defy you.
I will take you.
Let me buy you. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
At that moment, Rodrigo appears in magnificent splendor.
Unhand that woman, villain.
Who are you?
I am your destiny, your bitterest foe. I've come to avenge your crimes of 10 years ago. Run to the forest, run!
I can't. The forest is dangerous. My sister went in there and never returned.
You must risk it. You must take the dark path. Your fate awaits you there.
She will never escape me.
Go now!
On guard!
Hurry!
Dashwood was aghast, but I could not care less. The words I spoke ignited the air. I felt like a publishing lioness. That's when Dashwood started to shout, and I thought he'd throw me out. But then I persevered, and a forest appeared at the weekly Volcano Press. The forest is dark and scary. Clarissa enters, trembling, fearful of what fate awaits her. She comes to a fork in the road and stops.
Which way do I go?
A hag appears. I can help you choose, but you must make a sacrifice. Give me something dear, those combs are nice. Without these combs, what will I be? Perhaps a hag as dull as me.
I can't.
You'll never know your destiny until you give up vanity.
I've got to know. Please show me where to go.
Your fate awaits you there. The path is perilous. She avoids avoids swamps, loses her footing. Her shoes tumble off. The dresses get caught in twisted limbs, and she comes to wild rapids and can go no further.
How do I get across?
A troll appears.
If you want to cross, you must pay me. I have the only boat that can get you there alive. I see you wear a necklace that holds a pretty jewel. My price to get across is what you're wearing round your neck. Oh, how its glitter makes me drool.
I've nothing left but this. My prospects are so bleak.
You'll never know what wisdom is until you give up all your riches.
Here, it's yours. Now show me distant shores.
I'll take you to your fate.
Sometimes when you dream, your dreams come true in extraordinary ways. Suddenly a day can be so amazing. And sometimes when you yearn, you burn the air. And then you are not the same.
Stop! Please!
I cannot stop.
Can you not give a tired old knight some assistance?
I have nothing left to give.
Give me your time.
My fate awaits me.
Can you not care for me? It's been years since I felt the touch of another's hand.
Then take mine and take my shawl, ragged as it is.
Gloria in excelsis.
Your journey is complete. My sword is yours. It will protect you against your enemies. You may now return to the moors. Your fate is in your hand.
Clarissa raced through the forest. She raced to the moors, where she called out, "I have returned, Braxton! I will free the Moors of your tyranny. Fight me!"
I'd always knew you'd come back to me. They always do.
Clarissa thrusts. She parries. She backs up Braxton against a tree. She leaps up on a craggy rock, her sword swishing and swooshing. She is on fire. Pity she hadn't taken dueling lessons. Out of nowhere, who should appear but the long-forgotten Rodrigo?
This is your end, villain. I waited a lifetime to destroy you.
Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare, Braxton. I am
Her sister!
And then Dashwood got on his knees, crying, "Sell this to me, please." Then he ordered for more. Now I'm writing for the Weekly Volcano Press. I'm ready for destiny. My tresses are curled. I'll take what is rightly mine with curtains of fur. I will not quit. I won't be forgotten. I will shine. I'll dazzle and more. I'm ready to take a bow. I've taken a solo vow. My destiny here and now. I'll astonish the world.
Congratulations. I am
Amazed?
flabbergasted and delighted.
Christopher Columbus, today I feel anything is possible. You were right, Professor.
About what?
About About everything. I'm going to be a published writer. I can't believe it. $15 and $25 more for my commission.
You're rich.
I feel rich. Do you dance, Professor?
No.
Neither do I. But today I could.
We should celebrate your success, Miss March. Have you ever been to the Broadway Gardens?
Are you asking me to dinner, Professor?
No. Yes.
I should like that.
Oh, I almost forgotten all the excitement. You received a telegram.
Open it, Miss March.
I will. Today, I could start a revolution. I could.
What is it?
It is not good news.
Dear God, no. My sister Beth has contracted scarlet fever. She's gravely ill. I must go to her immediately.
I'm so sorry for you and your family.
Is there anything we can do?
No, thank you, Professor. Mrs. Kirk, tell your girls.
They'll be fine.
Tell them to keep reading.
I will.
Thank you both for everything.
Miss March, I would like to accompany you.
Accompany me?
You should not travel alone.
I traveled here alone. I'm not afraid. I should be fine. Thank you.
Miss March, you will be back?
Of course.
Oh, and Miss March, viel Glück.
Yes, I'll need good luck.
Professor, your simple acquaintance is leaving you.
Yes.
Felix, time to get up. Feet off the sofa.
A little more, John. Heavy piece of wood, isn't it?
Light as a feather, sir.
And Beth knows nothing?
Joe has seen to everything.
There. That's it.
Yes.
At last. It's found a home.
It's a beauty, sir. I'll go let Joe know.
John, wait. The flowers.
Mr. Lawrence, it's magnificent, but you shouldn't have.
But I did, and enough said on the matter.
She's ready.
It's in place.
Meg!
Where are you taking me?
You'll see.
Is it Amy? Is she back?
It's not Amy, and she's not back.
Well, then what is it?
Patience. There.
Mr. Lawrence?
Over here.
Your piano?
No, Beth. Yours.
Mine? Marmee, no.
There was no arguing with him.
But why, sir?
Because I kept calling. Where's that dreadful little March girl? It missed you.
Go sit at it. It sounds wonderful. Play something for us, Beth.
I forgot to tell you. I received a letter from Laurie this morning. He had been in New York.
Lori was in New York?
He didn't come see you?
No.
Oh, sorry. He had been in such a bad way, moping about for weeks. I insisted he do some work for me, and then enjoy himself in Europe. And guess who he met up with in Europe?
Who?
Amy and your Aunt March. Miss March, may I join you?
It'd be an honor, sir.
If you say, come with me off to Massachusetts, then to Massachusetts we will go.
We will buy dishes there, maybe even 2 sets. Buy the finest china, then we'll dine a while in crepe Suzette's.
New York? I miss New York.
Off to Massachusetts, yes, we're off to where the shops are sweet. We will have no regrets off in Massachusetts.
Dear Professor Bear, I've been wanting to write to you. So much is happening here. My sister Meg is having a baby. My sister Beth is very frail, but I know I have it in me to make her better. I've decided to take her and my mother to Cape Cod, to Falmouth for a few days. Given all that's happening here, I don't know when I can return to New York. I miss it. I miss those volatile exchanges we had. I miss our walks in the park to hear the speakers shout how they would change the world. I, too, would like to change the world.
Yes, of course. She asks how I am, and so how am I? My days are the usual days. I wake up, I go out, time goes by. My days are exactly the days I've lived since arriving here. In fact, how I am is a maze, all this comforts me year by year. I work and I eat, life is muffins and jam. The house is nice and quiet now, that is how I am. 5 years in these rooms, reading Hegel and Kant. My mind is devoted to thoughts of the meaning of life. What more could I want? So why is it lately I find I'm uneasy all through the night? And why even now does my skin feel explosive as dynamite? Why does my heart pound like a battering ram? How can she ask me how I am? How I am is fine. Dear Miss March, there is nothing dramatic or new to report. This will be short. Morning and evening, I live in my usual way. On the day you return, you will see for yourself. Tell me, Miss March, are you happy so far from the clang and the beat of our turbulent street? Quite often I think of our days in New York, but of course since you went I've been quite content. I wake in the morning and all that I hear is the absence of sound. Yes, my peace is disturbed, but the ruckus is me as my thoughts underground. I wanted a life by myself in these rooms, but now all around me another life looms. rooms. Who asked her to come and to go and to leave me like that? But now she expects me to send her a note with words if I spoke you would stick in my throat. Who asked her to change how I live, how I think, how I am. She asks how I am, how can I reply? I go through my daily routine, I give lessons, I wait, time goes by. Yet lately I find there's pleasure in humming a silly tune. And some days I go to the park and I sit there all afternoon. Some evenings I swear I can hear a door slam. The house is far too quiet now. That is how I am.
Oh, Marmee, it's so beautiful. All the waves and the shells.
I believe this one's 1,000 years old, Beth. Listen. Remember how we always used to talk about coming to Cape Cod?
Yes, and now Jo in her wee literary earnings, as she calls it, has brought us here.
I'm so happy to be here with you. Promise me, Beth, whatever's got a hold of you, you'll continue to fight it.
Look what I bought. A kite for my Beth. And look at the tail. I told the man I wanted all the colors of the rainbow for my sister.
It's the most beautiful kite I've ever seen.
I shall leave you too.
No, Marmee.
Stay.
I'll write a letter to Father and tell him how beautiful the Cape is this time of year. I love you.
Oh, Beth, this is a dream come true. Here, help me put it together.
Tell me again about New York.
It's a circus.
A circus?
Clowns, waltzing camels, dancing horses. Sometimes you see them right out on the street. In museums, in theaters, Beth, everywhere.
And the women, are they shameless?
Some of them, anyways. It's an amazing place. I'm going to take you there.
To New York?
And we'll dine in the finest restaurants, and see Shakespeare, and ride the omnibus, and mingle with unsavory characters.
Jo, I have something for you. Marmee said this shell is 1,000 years old, and I believe once upon a time, it lived a beautiful life. If you put it up to your ear, it talks to you.
What does it say?
It says we grow up too fast. You're a woman of the world now, Jo. I'm so proud of you.
When you were first born, not an hour old, I told Marmee,
Beth is mine.
Everyone has someone special in the world, and I have you, my sweet Beth. Give me a task to do.
Let's pretend we're riding on a kite. Let's imagine we're flying through the air.
We'll ascend until we're out of sight. Light as paper, we'll soar.
Let's be wild up high above the sand. Feel the wind, the world at our command. Let's enjoy the view.
that's bright and blue, and some things will never end. Thrill of this magic ride, the love that I feel inside for you.
We'll climb high beyond the break of day.
Sleep on stardust and dine on bits of moon.
You and I will find the Milky Way. We'll be mad
And explore. We'll recline aloft upon the breeze. Dart about, sail on with windy ease. Pass the days doing only as we please. That's what living is for. Can I tell you a secret?
anything.
I never made plans on what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I'm not afraid to die. The hardest part, Joe, is leaving you.
I won't let it happen. You'll get better. You will.
Some things are meant to be, the tide turning endlessly, the way it takes hold of me. No matter what I do, and some things will never die. The promise of who you are, your memories when I am far from you. All my life I've lived for loving you. Let me go now.
Everybody, I'm home.
Look at this house.
Marmy, Joe,
We left it in shambles and it's still in shambles.
Meg. Did you see the look I gave the coachman at March? His impertinence. He caught every bump in the road.
Now, Amy, one should always be civil to coachmen. We must respect those who have the reins until we wrench the reins from them.
Yes, Aunt March. Marmy, Joe.
And remember, Amy, you're a lady now.
Yes, I'm a lady. Meg, when did this house get so small?
Often as we go grand in this world, things around us often diminish in size. I've known people who have almost disappeared before my very eyes.
You're such a dear, Aunt March. Thank you for everything.
I'll go see that wretched coachman.
Remember, respect those who have the reins.
Very good.
Amy?
Meg, is it really you?
Marmy, let me look at you.
Let me look
You're
at
so
you.
beautiful.
You're a mother now. Twins. I can't believe it.
Neither can I.
Marmy!
Amy, my baby is home. Look at you. You're all grown.
I am, Marmy. I really am. I feel older. I'm sophisticated. You can't imagine all the experiences I had. And wherever I was, I think if only Meg were here, if only Joe, if only Beth.
Amy.
I was so sad I couldn't be here to say goodbye to her. I cried for weeks. I couldn't stop. Aunt March said I was being unreasonable, but my heart was breaking not to be here with her.
Beth understood.
Joe!
She said, "Tell Amy not to fret."
Did she really say that?
She was so brave to the very end. You'd have been proud of her.
I bought her this metronome. The man said there wasn't another one like it. Where did we get that magnificent piano?
Mr. Lawrence gave it to Beth.
He's such a dear, isn't he? It's so good to be home, in our dear house.
Come, Amy, show us what you brought back.
I have a king's ransom. I have so many things to tell you all. I ate frogs, actual frogs. And how is John? Is he still romantic?
More so.
I knew it. Men are so amazing.
Lori, I hadn't realized you were coming back too.
We all sailed on the same ship.
You look different.
Do I? I'm taller. An inch or so.
It was so good of you to comfort Amy and Aunt March after our loss of Beth.
When I heard the news, I was devastated. I didn't come to see you when I was in New York. I wanted to, and I thought about it.
I don't blame you. I was so horrible to you, so unfeeling.
You said what you felt.
No. Guess what? I sold the story.
I always had that sort of faith in you.
I know you did.
You look different too. Very distinguished.
Really? I've missed you.
I've missed you too. You know, I've learned something about myself.
What's that?
I was never meant to fly on golden wings.
Who is?
You. You were meant to soar. I am meant for more mundane things. I've decided to go into grandfather's business. I know it's the last thing I would have ever thought of myself, but the truth is, I tend to be fascinated by the prospects. I shall be wily and shrewd.
Lori, there you are.
Amy, did you tell Joe?
Tell me what?
The most amazing thing.
Really quite a thing.
You tell her.
No, you tell her.
All right, I'll tell her. We were under the bridge of sighs,
gondola.
under Italian skies.
She was singing lullabies.
He said he likes the way I sing.
The day was ours.
We talked for hours.
It was amazing.
I said I love fireflies.
I said so do I.
I told him I hate goodbyes.
There was something in her eyes.
I swear that bells began to ring.
We found that we
were so alike.
It was amazing.
So, tell me, who proposed to whom?
You know, we were trying to be so discreet about it.
Amazing, there we were in Venice.
In a gondola.
In Venice.
When he suddenly stood up
and shouted,
"Will you marry me?" It was so romantic.
Then I fell into the water.
And before we even knew it,
she dove in and rescued me.
It happened before we knew.
How could we have known?
Amazing what time can do.
From that moment my heart flew.
We'll be married in the spring.
Whoever thought in all the world we'd fall in love, and yet we did.
It was amazing.
Amazing. Amazing. The most amazing thing.
Come, Lori, help help me with the rest of my things.
She brought half of Europe.
And I'll get the next half on our wedding trip. And later, Aunt March wants to talk to us about proper wedding etiquette.
Lori, welcome to the family.
Thank you, Joe.
I never meant for it to happen like this. I had always thought of Lori as yours.
He's never been mine. He's always been one of us.
Joe, I brought this for you. It's a book of all my drawings. I drew all the places you should have seen, all the churches, palaces, mountains. I want you to have them.
I can't.
Yes, you can. We'll be close, Joe. That will never change.
Never. Amy, thank you. The drawings are beautiful.
It's been a while since you've been up here.
I know.
The room needs an airing and
I'll
a
get to
dusting.
it.
The attic used to be such a sanctuary for you. Whenever you were sad or disappointed, you would run up here, bolt the door, and come back hours later so full of life. I haven't seen that Joe in a while.
I can't write. I can't do anything, really. You're right. I could always come up with something. I was always so good at that. Beth would say, Joe can make the clouds disappear. I want Beth back. If I'd never broken my promise,
Joe.
if I'd just stayed here, everything would be different.
Joe, no one could have changed what happened.
How do you manage? How do you go day in and day out as if nothing has happened?
You think that's how I go on?
You're so strong and wise. How can I be like you? How can I find your strength?
Don't think so much of me, Joe. I never dreamed of this sorrow. I never thought I'd have a reason to lament. I hoped I'd never know heartbreak. How I wish I could change the way things went. I wanted nothing but goodness. I wanted reason to prevail, not this bare emptiness. I wanted days of plenty, but I refused to feel tragic. I am aching for more than pain and grief. There has got to be meaning. Most of all, when a life has been so brief, I have got to learn something. How can I give her any less? I want life to go on. I want days of plenty. You have to believe there is reason for hope. You have
for all your days of plenty. How do I go on? Just an empty room. All I have are memories. I need a task to do. Someone give me a task to do. I need a... I thought that somehow we would always have forever. I thought the promises we made would have a different end. I thought the love we shared would keep us as we were. It was the fire within me. We dreamed and plotted with abandon in this attic. When we were gathered here, the room became our citadel. We were amazing then, my sisters and I. They were the fire within me. In this room, I knew we were alive. Nothing was too painful to survive. We faced the world together, the four of us forever side by side. Everything I promised was for them. I was theirs no matter where or when. How can that be lost forever? How when I gave everything with all my heart? It was several days before Christmas. It was several days before Christmas. The sisters sat about their parlor and grumbled about their fate. Meg, the oldest and most romantic, said, "It's not fair. Some girls have pretty things, while we have nothing." "It won't be Christmas without presents," said Amy, with her usual pout. "And we haven't got Father to read to us," said Joe, who yearned to travel and write great books. Only Beth, sitting contented, said, in a tone so sweet, even angels would have listened, "But we've got each other." Everything I promised them is here. All of us the way we used to be. We will always have each other details of the past here in this attic. Suddenly life is something vast. The four of us forever here at last. As unexpected as can be. Astonishing.
Will we ever get through this day?
Today will be magnificent. Soon, Lori and Amy will be married and wedded bliss.
Meg, look at me. I can't get married looking like this. This dress is not tribal.
The dress is very tribal.
Why did I choose white for the flowers?
Amy, come let me finish your hair.
I've made all the wrong choices for the wedding, Marmee. The flowers, this dress.
You look like a Madonna.
Merci, John. It was all Laurie's idea to have this wedding at our very petite maison, and I can deny mon amour nothing.
Why is she speaking French?
Was I that silly at our wedding?
Worse.
John!
You were inspiring?
John, Father's telegram said that his train would be arriving at noon. You must go meet him at the station.
Three sets of silver, 2 sets of dishes, 16 chairs, and all the flowers from my conservatory. I've joyfully been divested of all my personal belongings.
Where's Amy?
You're not to see her before the wedding.
I know. Here's the champagne you ordered, grandfather.
I'll take it. I'm off to the train station.
Come, let's have a cigar together before the ceremony begins. How do you feel? Are you ready to be a bridegroom?
My life has never been more complete. And the rain has held up.
Where is Amy?
I'll go find her.
And tell Amy I would wish to speak to her about line etiquette. The cream of Concord societies will be here any moment.
I understand you want to talk to me.
I presume you thought this could have been your day?
And you think I made a ghastly mistake?
I do not. Amy and Laurie are ideally suited for each other. And I've gone over my will.
Aunt March.
Meg will inherit most of the money. Amy's making her way in society, so she won't need any of it. And as for you... You don't want anything, but yet you want everything. Every girl, every woman needs something to fall back on when times are bleak. I'm leaving you my house.
Your house?
Make something worthwhile with it. Make school or library.
That's very generous of you. Thank you, Aunt March.
Okay. And I don't like that dress.
It's one of your old ones.
I know. It looked better on me.
Oh, there's a strange man at the front gate asking for you.
Professor Bear?
Hello.
Hello. This is a surprise.
I know, but you wrote if I should ever come north, I should come visit you.
Yes, but
You never thought I would do it? Well, I did it. I am here. Should I go?
no,
I am not intruding?
you're not intruding. Come inside. I'll introduce you.
No, not yet.
So, how is Mrs. Kirk?
As impossible as ever.
And the boarders?
As strange as ever.
And you?
Me? The same.
You look,
Old, I know, nearly 50.
you're 34.
35.
You had a birthday?
They made a party for me. I get sick. I do not like parties. I brought back your manuscript. It was so good of you to send me your book. A novel?
There's no one whose opinion I respect more than yours. Forgive me for presuming, but
It touched me deeply, Miss March. I saw you on every page. I heard your voice. I felt your spirit. It was magnificent.
Joe, Amy is driving me insane. Now she's talking about changing her veil. Oh, excuse me.
this is my sister Meg, and this is Professor Bear.
Ah, yes. I recognize you now from your sister's story.
So you're the one she's let read it.
I'll be there in a moment.
I have come at a bad time.
You're not intruding, no. It's just a wedding.
A wedding?
I often think about you, Professor. I wonder how you're doing.
I bought a kite.
You bought a kite?
Soon after you left. I bought a kite and I took it to the park. You know, I've never had a kite. You were right to think I was old. I was old.
No,
I was. But ever since we met, everything is different. Everybody noticed, my students even. They said, Professor Bear, you are smiling today. Miss March?
Joe.
Joe, we are not all alike. We have our differences. May I be blunt?
Be blunt, by all means.
I think perhaps it looks like rain.
The sky gets bluer by the hour.
The water falls in little drops.
That's why it's called a sun shower.
Ah, and now it stops.
You were about to be blunt.
If I say rain, then you say sun. If I say yes, then you say no. It seems before we start, we're done. We even argue at hello. If I say share with me the small umbrella.
I say, who cares if I get wet?
We are as different as the morning and the night.
No, we're as different as the winter and the spring.
We always seem to fight.
We disagree on everything.
And yet, you make me smile, you make me laugh, you make me care. How can I explain inside my heart? I feel a pain when you're not there. Though we are not at all alike, you make me feel alive. If we had that in common, that one small thing in common, love could be like a small umbrella in the rain.
Josephine.
Christopher Columbus.
This is my Aunt March, and this is Professor Bear.
Call me Fritz.
Fritz? Is that your name? Fritz?
Did I not tell you?
No.
The family is being gathered in the parlor. Bring in Fritz.
You were saying, Professor?
When people discover passion, they've come upon something rare. This fervor they have in common will shelter them anywhere. Though the rest may be rough, with such passion to share, I think they have more than enough, enough to make a marriage if we dare.
You are proposing?
No, yes. I do not mean today, or tomorrow, or even next month. A year maybe, 2 years even. I am a patient man.
I won't be sweet, won't be demure.
This I prefer, this I adore.
I'll speak my mind, you can be sure.
I'll be enchanted to the core.
If I say, let me share your small umbrella,
I say, who cares if we get wet?
we'll be as different as a husband and a wife.
No. We'll be different as a woman and a man.
We'll fight our way through life.
We'll disagree the best we can.
And yet,
You make me smile, you make me laugh, you make me care. How can I explain inside my heart I feel a pain when you're not there? Though we are not at all alike, you make me feel alive.
yes, we have that in common.
That one small thing in common. Our love is like a small umbrella in the rain. I have news for you. I brought your novel to Henry Dashwood.
You did what?
It was wrong of me, I know, but I could not resist. Horrid man Dashwood, stubborn, blunt to a fault.
What did he say?
He said, it's a bit long. He misses the blood and guts stuff, but he likes the Four Sisters, particularly the outspoken one. He wants to publish it,
He said that?
if it was all right with you.
Joe, we need you inside.
Marmee, I want you to meet a good friend of mine, Professor Fritz Bear. He has come to stay with us for a while. We're thinking of starting a school together.
A school?
Not today or tomorrow, but someday.
Welcome, Professor. Come meet our family.
Sometimes when you dream, your dreams come true in extraordinary ways. Suddenly a day can be so amazing. And sometimes when you yearn, you burn the air, and then you are not the same. And the world is...
Joe, we're all waiting for you.
All right, if we could ask the three directors to come up on stage. We have a little gift for them. You can go.
All right, first of all, we have Mrs. J. Thank you so much for all your time and energy that you spent and for the props that your family helped with. And also thanks for always bringing candy, because I think we all appreciated that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Next, we have Mrs. McPherson. I personally would like to thank you so much for helping me grow in my confidence and helping me kind of find my voice. And from all the cast, we're extremely grateful for you and your musical abilities.
And then finally, we have Miss Jill Hahn, who has been directing NMC musicals for longer than we've been alive, but we don't say that because then she feels old. But she has such a heart for kids in this program, and we're just so thankful for all the time and dedication for us and so many other kids. And then finally, we have one more member of the audience we would like to recognize tonight, Mrs. Lois Winkle. So give a round of applause for her. And 72 years ago, in 1949, she was Marmee in Little Women. And so we would like to recognize her. Go.